Hey Soul Fam, Amelia Adair here. Hope you guys are feeling good and doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. I'm working just as hard as you guys are working, but I still have some time. So I was like, let me pop in today and make this video and, keep my little look that I had going on for Halloween. I don't really celebrate, but it is fun to, switch up and you know, switch up. That's really what I think it is. Some people decide to switch up into monsters, and some people decide to switch up into goddesses. So you are able to be whatever, for real, you want to be, So I want to be me with some green hair. So that's who I was. And so I was like, let me pop in and do a little video. I probably won't post this tonight. I'll probably post it the day after. So it'll probably be the first of the month. But I wanted to pop in so we could start the month off right. Let's not get distracted by the holidays and the partying and having a good time and the weather changing. And you know what I'm saying? Let's not get distracted because November 1st is coming. Okay, so that's 2 more months until 2021 is over. So I hope you guys have been doing some work. All right. And I want to say that this takes a strong person. You know, it takes a lot of strength. And sometimes I think we abuse that word, strength, not realizing that strength is having the ability to keep moving forward with anything that you're doing. So rather it's home taking care of kids, rather it's working, rather it's building a brand, rather it's all 4 or 5 of those things. Having the strength to, you know, keep moving forward. So oftentimes we could get kind of wrapped up in our emotions and wrap up in our thoughts, and those are things that'll hinder our process, because then we'll be having self-doubt, we'll be believing the self-doubt, we'll be just kind of not seeing much happen sometimes. When you're growing and you're working with God, it's real faith, because he doesn't really give you a time frame or an exact, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you figuring things out. You seeing what you love. You seeing what you don't love. You seeing what works. You seeing what don't work. You seeing what you can really put up with. And so it takes a lot of strength to get through that, because as you're going through things, you're going to hear things that distract you. You're going to hear people that, maybe that don't support you, or maybe they do. Maybe, I don't know the exact, word for it, but you have to be strong enough to stick to your beliefs, stick to your boundaries, because I'm telling y'all that when you set a boundary, you're gonna get tested. It's gonna be a test to see if you could keep your word. So maybe you are someone who's like, all right, I'm gonna stop going out on Saturdays. And so then Saturday come and it's like, I want to go out. And so you have to be able to not convince yourself that that choice you made wasn't a good choice. So let me explain it a little more. Like, say you want to stop drinking, right? Or maybe you want to stop drinking over the top. I don't know. Whatever your boundary is. Or maybe you don't want to, do the hokey pokey. Do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around. You know what I'm saying? Hokey pokey. Maybe you don't want to do the hokey pokey. I'm trying to think. Maybe you want to start going to the gym. Maybe you want to switch it up and go to the gym, and maybe you wasn't going to the gym. You was working out inside. So it's going to come a point where you're going to have to make a decision to stick to your decision or keep flip-flopping back and forth, So you saying that you're going to stop doing this, and when the opportunity presents itself, it's like you right there. You hot and ready. Or if the opportunity don't present itself, you create the opportunity, You hang out with those that bring that out of you. You keep doing the same pattern, although you're trying to have a change in your life. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, it's hard to grow because you have to be able to keep your own word. When we listen to our parents, it's like we're a little afraid of our parents. We don't know what they're going to do. But when it's like you to yourself, it's like, I could do whatever I want, or it's like, oh, I'm not gonna hurt nobody. You kind of talk yourself into doing something that you said you wasn't gonna do. And so when you let yourself down, it's not that you really let yourself down. You're just like, all right, I'll try again. I'll try again. Because it's probably nothing harmless that you're doing. So it's like, I like doing this. It's comfortable. And so it becomes a challenge because that shift from doing something to not doing something is hard to process. Meaning your body, your mind is accustomed to this. You know what I'm saying? It's accustomed to doing this and doing this. So when you stop that from happening, you kind of go into a battle with yourself and your mind, and you like, but if I do this, then this. If I don't do this, then this. You try to convince yourself that if you do it, it's not bad. And you also try to convince yourself, like, one more time, I promise. So it takes a strong individual to battle their self. Stick to their word that they said that they wasn't gonna do. And I realize this more now than anything, because I started trying to make some changes too, and then I started realizing how hard it really is. Like when you ready to go and something was just like fun, or it was a reason why you were there. It's like you have to have it. Like it's like eating a cookie. Like if you see a cookie, you know how a cookie tastes. So it's like I could just run a couple more calories. I'll eat the cookie. If you know how that cookie tastes, your body earns for it. It's like people are like, oh, you got a sweet tooth. You don't actually have a tooth that's sweet. You get what I'm saying? But you actually have a desire for that thing because you've had it. When you have something and you try to go without it, that's what makes you kind of miss it. So you kind of don't know how to let go of things. So you hold on to them because they just fulfill those pleasures that you've developed. So this could really help you understand growing, because you can kind of find a way to tell your mind, hey, we're letting this go so that we can grow. The more you hold on to this little piece of you kind of hinder your abilities. You're kind of wasting time. So when you don't let something go, you're prolonging it. You are prolonging it. You was stretching it out to the last peak of the week. You is stretching this thing out because you know how it makes you feel. And if it makes you feel good, why be without it? So fam, understand, I always let y'all know I'll be dealing with things all the time. I am growing in this process with you, and once I finish growing with something else, it's like, all right, here's another challenge, sis. Let's see if you could overcome this challenge. You've been kind of dancing around it, hopscotch and back and forth, but now that it's time to stick up to that word and that promise you made to yourself. Can you do it to yourself? Can you keep your own word for yourself? Because you keep your word for clients, you keep your word for family, you keep your word for friends. But sis, can you keep your word for yourself? See, some of us, we don't think about it. We kind of not aware. We kind of like not really, paying that. We're not really focusing on that because we are super hard on ourselves, but also super pushy with ourselves. Like we let ourselves get away with being ourselves. Well, that's just me. Well, this is what I've learned. You just kind of give it a little sorry excuse because that let go transition little phase, that little switch is going to hurt you. Because you're going to have to fight the desire. You're going to have to fight that sweet tooth. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the sweet tooth. You're going to have to fight that sweet tooth, baby. And it's hard. I understand, but trust yourself. If it's a reason you telling yourself, I got to let this go, in order to receive what I really want, trust yourself. Know that you're not going to be missing anything. You're not going to, I don't know, you're going to be all right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, yeah, that sweet tooth is real naggy, but it'll be worth it in the end. I mean, even talking about sweet tooth, even with sugar, like there was really bad. Like, my weight used to go up and down. I was never obese, but I would just pick up little weight that I didn't like about myself. So this was like before, this is like one of my old challenges that I've successfully overcame to this day, is my sugar intake. You know, I used to just always wanted sugar with something, or sweeten up my coffee, or sweeten up my cereal, or sweeten up my spaghetti. You know, I was really hefty with the sugar, you know, like add it there, add it there. So over time I've developed coffee, no sugar, you know, drinks, less sugar, you know, just limiting the sugar intake. So now it's natural for me. Like when I see sugar, I'm like, we ain't getting that much sugar, because I know it gets stored in little places that's harder to work out. So now when I work out, it looks like I do way more than I do, but I really just cut out sugar. I cut out juice. I cut out soda. You know, I cut back on things, and I feel better, and I replace them. So sometimes you got to replace it with something that gives you that same fulfillment. It's going to be hard, because who likes to change? It's so much easier to just stay the same, you know. So the challenge is really going to be when it's that one thing you want to do, where can the alternative come through? Where can you switch it out and do something more beneficial, more healthier, more worthy of your time? Because when you do spend time doing whatever it is you're trying to cut back on, it's a reason. It's probably because your pickup is kind of lag. You know, your energy is kind of low. When we do things that drain our energy, and then when it comes time to needing our energy, we all out of energy. We just like annoyed. You know you out of energy when you flustered. You know, you just like, you get to that aggravated point. You know, if you someone that gets to that aggravated point a lot, you losing a lot of your energy. And some of us really don't be paying that much attention to it. And I've made a video about this before, where you really have to pay attention to your energy, what you're watching, what you're looking at, what you're eating, who you talking to. Sometimes we'll get caught up in in a conversation, and we pouring into somebody's cup, and not refilling. If you want to be the person to pour, make sure you know how to refill. Because if you don't know how to refill, by the end of the day, most of the time, you're going to be sitting there like, my life sucks. I hate this. You know, you're going to be complaining about things that you don't even need to be complaining about. It's not even that bad. It's better than you think. You know, be a little bit more grateful. And that's how you truly start to be more grateful. Because you start to feel lighter. You start to walk around with more love. You know, like, all right, I'm going to spread more love. I got more love to get now, because I've been protecting my energy. I've been paying attention. You know, I'm not just scrolling on somebody's page with thoughts flowing. Y'all got to understand, when you're on social media and you go like this and you're scrolling and you're looking, as you're looking at the screen, you're processing things quickly. So quickly, you don't realize it. And you over here, oh, I wish I had this. I wish I had that. Oh, this looks so good. Oh, I need that. As soon as I go on, I see food. I'm like, oh, I need food. And then I remind myself, get off social media. And I remind myself to get off, because I know this is like a hypnosis. You get what I'm saying? This is a phone. Sometimes you just be hypnosing yourself. And as you're doing this, you're releasing energy. You're releasing energy. You're releasing energy. So by the time you put the phone down, you know, you done released 20 minutes of your energy that you could have been focusing on something else of more value. So then when you focus your energy on something that gives back, like if, for instance, a flower, if you focus energy on dirt and just put positive energy in it, and this is going to grow and flourish, when you start to see the flowers, you see the sight of something so beautiful that you invested in. So you kind of invest your energy into something more positive. And that's why you're getting more positive. If you focus your energy on things that's a little bit more negative, and I know this may sound like, but these are things that we just not paying attention to. Okay? And so when we think about cutting things off and letting things go, it's hard for us to really let it go because we enjoyed focusing our energy on that. We enjoyed giving that our energy because of that instant fulfillment. Sometimes we enjoy certain things because we get instantly fulfilled. Okay? You get that instant gratification. Now understanding instant gratification costs you. So you got to be able to decide, am I going to be someone that who continues to look for instant gratification? Or am I going to be someone that want to just take my time with things? Let's take it down a little bit slower. Let's slow it down. Sometimes you meet people that's just like ready. Those are instant gratification searchers. That's what we call them. They always looking for some instant gratification, something that just gives their body those releases of, dopamines most of the time. Because when you on your phone, you get dopamine. Some of us, we become addicted to that. And we don't think it's a real issue because it's not that physically seen. You can't physically see the dopamine. So you don't always pay attention to it. But just because you don't pay attention to it, it doesn't mean it's not there. Okay? So, listen to what I'm saying. It's getting crazy. You see the face? That's the face like, oh, that was good. That's the face like, Lord, you hit it on the note. That's the, okay? So fam, I am only preaching what I know, what I have experienced. And I don't even like to use the word preaching because Lord knows I don't want to be a preacher. The word preacher just is it kind of messes up the fun in things. You're a preacher. No, I'm not a preacher. I'm a speaker. Okay? I speak the truth, the experience, okay? The clarity. See, some of us, we don't have that clarity with things, so we don't have no move. When you don't have clarity, baby, you ain't got no movement. You just sitting there like a straight bob. I just said I always like layers in my bobs. Why? Because I like that movement. What we doing, where we going. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it shaking. If it ain't shaking, baby, it ain't for me. Okay? So fam, Lord said, he said, you all right, babe. Take your time. Take a notebook. I'm going to do this exercise with y'all. And let's challenge ourselves to be better. Let's be better for tomorrow because we can't change the things we already did. We already embarrassed ourselves. Lord knows. Lord laughed. Like, look at you. I told you, and you keep on going back, and you're going to keep on looking like a fool. Okay? You want to keep looking like a fool? Go ahead, because you're doing what fools do. Now, when you done, okay? When you done acting the fool, come onto this notepad. Let's write out the things that we need to challenge ourselves with, and let's give it a reason why it no longer serves us. Okay? And then let's be assertive with it. Like, okay, I can do this for myself because I know I have what it takes. Speaking that greatness into your life. And find something to replace it. Call it what you want. People are going to call it. But we got to do what works in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Okay? And so on and so forth. We got to start doing what's working because there's so many things that have been shifted around in our development that we can't try to follow a book that tells if you got everybody's different. Everybody is different. So you have to start making your own personalized. Okay, I could replace this with this. While I'm doing this, I could be focused on this. Trying to continuously do two things at one time. I'm gonna knock out two birds in one stone. The more two birds in one stones you do, the better you will get. Okay? So that is one tip that always keep me going. If I do this, and I could do this, that's 2 more times. So it'll be looking like, dang, sister did mad work. No, I did a 2 for 1, baby. You gotta learn 2 for 1. If you don't learn 2 for 1, you're done. No, you're not done. I did not speak that to your life. It was just rhyming. And I just got sidetracked because I saw a little. Anywho, so fam, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope these videos are really helping move you forward. All right, we don't want to be stuck in our pain, and we don't want to be stuck in our problems. We want to keep it pushing. We want to keep it moving. I see my voice is a little. I've been singing. Because sometimes I gotta sing to get myself up. Sometimes I gotta do what works. Okay, we're gonna just sing this song real quick, because that gets you moving. Once you start moving, baby, that energy start flowing that way, and you be having energy you didn't even know you had. You be like, look at me getting work done. Pat yourself on the back. So then when you celebrating yourself, it's really a celebration. It's not a little reason to drink. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so fam, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see you guys at my next video. Bye for now.